Yeah, just, really blessed to get a win. Dwayne does an unbelievable job. Tennessee Tech is a really tough. They're a very tough group of guys and very fundamentally sound. And this is a tough place to play. I've had some bad memories here as a head coach at EKU, and just like that, where it's back and forth, come back, and all of a sudden it gets away from you. You're like, holy moly, how'd we lose that football game? So very, very blessed to get the W, and really nice job by Coach Alexander and his staff and his football team.
Coach, can you kind of talk about setting up to that game-winning drive after Tech had gone on and a couple drives, picked up a couple touchdowns, taking the lead and the momentum, it seemed like at that point. What were you telling your guys right before that final drive?
Well, just to handle the swings of the game. That's a thing that we've done a really good job of here in these last two football games, is handle all the ups and downs, and very, very resilient group. And the thing that they have really honed in on is they've been resilient because they are very concerned about their teammate. They're very concerned about having the back of their teammate. And when something goes wrong, somebody doesn't do so well on a play, they're very quick to say, hey, don't worry about that one, I got you. We're gonna make it up. We had they score on us offense, like, hey, don't worry about it. We're gonna answer. They're very good about wanting to have the back of their brother, and that's what's fueled them to be able to handle those swings.
Can you kind of speak to what your defense has been able to do these last couple of weeks, and really today with the 3 interceptions, 2 of them returned for pick sixes? They've really kind of seemed to embrace this kind of mentality of getting every single turnover they can.
Yeah. We're putting a lot of pressure on the passer, up front, which that helps your back end guys. But the back end guys and the linebackers, Smoot had a big pick today in underneath coverage. They're doing a great job of, frenzy feeding off of that, seeing that blood in the water, so to speak, with that pass rush, and the quarterback not being able to step up and throw it like he'd like, or, throw it early because he's getting pressured, and they've been on breaking the ball. And something about our back half guys now that, really needs to be said as well is just the next man up mentality of those guys. We were down 3 safeties. Ty Terrell got hurt prior to SEMO, and then in the SEMO game we got Burton hurt, and then practice this week on Tuesday we got Tez Roberts hurt. So we're down 3 safeties, and so a lot of different guys went in and played really, really well, and honored their brother by the way that they played in that game.
Coach, you talk about that mentality of honoring your brother. I go back and look at the numbers, but I believe you've got 7 different guys now with an interception. It seems like everybody, just a bunch of ball hawks defensively on your team. How are you guys translating what's going on in practice to what's going on live film?
Yeah, well, the first thing is you got to have buy-in. You can do whatever you want to do as a coach, or say whatever you want to say as a coach, and it could be really, really good stuff. But it really doesn't matter unless you got buy-in by your players. And that's where we've been fortunate and really blessed, as our guys have bought into what we're doing. The defensive coaches, Coach Sanders and all our defensive coaches, they do a turnover circuit, literally every day. And, it's about all those things that you're seeing on the field, and that's really good stuff, is when you're doing drill work and then it shows up on game day.
Coach, Tennessee Tech seemed confident defensively in wanting to take away DeMonta Witherspoon. Obviously, he did still have 2 big-time touchdowns for you in the red zone, but instead you guys look to Lamartez Brooks for passing, and you get some critical jet sweeps. What did you see defensively against Tennessee Tech, and how did you guys exploit time of possession?
Well, they're really, sound in everything they do, very tough physical group. And, when you build a defense, you're going to build it inside out, and so the perimeter stuff was a little bit more open because they're going to take away, the inside stuff. That's just what a good defense does, and good coaching does. So it makes it tough. And, something about Tez Brooks and Jacob Bell, who both played phenomenal, that I really like, is that, we went 2 weeks where, they weren't really getting a lot of touches because of what defenses were doing and what we felt like we had to do to win the game. And there was no pouty face. There was no woe is me. There is no coach. This is bull crap. I'm not, catching any balls. I'm not whatever. They just went out and blocked their tail off, put team above themselves, and never complained. So I'm really, really happy that they were able to see some personal, success there as far as making catches and running the jet sweeps. And, man, Tez made some catches today that just were, phenomenal. I mean, they were just big time catches. I mean, it wasn't because there was a blown coverage or something. Tech was all over him. And Preston made some throws where, it's the only place he could throw it, was where Tez jumped up and got it, So it was really good by our line, giving them time, and our edge receivers, getting involved and really taking on that challenge, and Preston, doing his part.
What do you love so much about the jet sweep? We've seen it now 3 weeks in a row, emphatically implemented in your offense. What do you think it brings to this offense, and why do your receivers run it so well?
Well, they're very gifted. They're very gifted runners, very gifted, skilled guys. Coach Hodges and offensive staff does a really good job of, why this jet sweep to this formation this week as opposed to, a different formation the next week. They do a great job of studying the defense to give our kids, a chance to be in the best possible, position with it. But you're seeing just some gifted guys make a lot of guys miss, as well. But what makes it difficult is, when you're trying to, most of the time your run fitter or extra support guy that has the jet sweep is also the same guy that has to fit on inside run. So that's what makes it so difficult. You got an outside jet sweep with Spoon coming or Rodney coming as an inside run as well. So that really, really makes it difficult and puts a player in conflict where they got to say, hey, if they hand the jet sweep, I got to be the free hat to make the tackle. But if it's just, they're just faking it and they're going to hand it to somebody on an inside run, I got to fall back in and make that play, So it's a difficult, thing to defend.